False victories by your tech people. Here's a real example to help you maintain accountability. This is episode number 343 of the My Online Toolbox weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of online marketing to help you grow your business with more quality leads. We want to let you know there's another webinar, end of year marketing audit to grow in 2025. It's going to be next Thursday. Please go to our Facebook page to see the sign up. It's being sponsored by one of the leaders in software for the industry. Their motto is run your construction projects from takeoff to invoice. Check out our sign up information to find out the surprise sponsor. Last week, we were talking about a fresh idea to help you reconnect with customers, but this week we're going right into false victories by tech people. What we want to do is show you a real example among the many that we had to choose from, unfortunately, where people spend a lot of effort to learn, plan, implement their marketing strategy, and then after 6 months turns into 1 year to 2 years, they then usually will have somebody close to them look to join the business to quote unquote help them out with their marketing. The problem is many of those people are randomly good at some individual technologies, but rarely do they have a marketing background. Many times they are not entrenched into the industry itself, and they don't know all of the intricacies of what helped us build the marketing in the first place. Using this quick example, we took a 90 to 180 day comparison, and you'll see right where up on the top right of Google Analytics, where we were just looking at someone who told us that they were having someone new join their company, and lo and behold, they were able to show, at least in social media, how they had an approximately 889% growth in activity, which translated to an extra 200%, just over 200% of engaged sessions, which is what the youth, I rather say, or the people that are less mature when it comes to brand marketing, that's where they treat their metrics. My Online Toolbox treats brand marketing a little bit differently. So when we go to look at the engagement rate, which is where we start to show our victories, you'll see that the new person joining their company brought the engagement rate down to 23% when we were averaging with a smaller volume, but 72% for the previous 90 days. So on one side, on quantity, they increased it by 200%, but when it came to whether people cared or not, they decreased it by 68%. But that was just the beginning of the downward spiral, because then when you go to the average engagement time, you'll see that with this extra 200% activity, they were only online averaging 5 seconds, when in the past, even though we had less quantity, they were engaged for over 1 minute. And I don't know about you, but try to think about what you could possibly learn by going to anybody's website for 5 seconds. But so what will happen is it's a false victory. We treat it as, yes, less less quantity, but the quality is exponentially better. So this is where, when people are coming on board to promote that they're getting more, you have to keep in mind that you want more quality and not just more. The way it impacts you is, if we take the same story and look at the predecessor 7 months before the people join, you would see that we were averaging, regardless of which ways people were coming in, we were averaging between 44% and 65% of engagement. And then on top of that, the worst activity was at 34 seconds engagement time, and the best activity, which is the hardest, is organic search at just over a minute. That to us is long-term successful branding. But when you mix it, the averages of the last 90 days versus the averages of the first 7 months of the year, you would see that the old averages against all medians were 24 seconds, and in less than, took years to achieve, and in less than 90 days, those averages came down to 17 seconds. So on a 90 to 180 day comparison, we were down only 7% in brand marketing. But when you compare that 17 seconds to 24 seconds over an extended period of time, in less than 90 days, we were able to destroy the brand on average, going down by 30%. That's the point when you're looking to understand marketing and making sure that things are done correctly, because here's a fantastic example where it's only being impacted, thankfully, by the social media. But once that particular impact starts to make it to the organic, you could bet you're going to watch your traffic over an extended period of time slowly diminish. Then eventually you're going to get very little traffic. You're then going to complain, and more than likely, the person who helped create the problem has already long been gone. Please keep that in mind to understanding when people are working for you in marketing that it's not a pastime. It's not like they're just helping out and you want to have it as filler work. You want to make sure that they take a moment to learn how things were done correctly for this industry, which is why we remind everyone to make sure that you're following the weekly quick tips on either Facebook or YouTube, and definitely pay attention to the Instagram featured projects, because that's the best in ongoing marketing on a continuous basis year after year. And most importantly is don't throw people right towards the technology without them taking a step back and taking some education for just a couple of days so they can clearly see the big picture and how it was all put together long before they arrived, and that whatever they're going to do, they maintain the credibility of your brand and the substance of everything it took technically on top of the industry knowledge to maintain it and grow it very skillfully rather than just shooting from the hip. This is my online toolbox reminding you to please start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Come back next week and we're going to show you an exciting reverse example of success. And we hope you have a healthy week, and we'll see you next week.